Someone asked me, this is old, this never is old. Celebrate that championship. Yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, Shane, you're looking at the bank tomorrow, all right?
Shaping up to be a beautiful day for a practice round. Okay, thank you, Gianna. Well, Harry Reid hasn't made an endorsement for president just yet, but his actions today might indicate what side he's leaning towards. We're going to tell you what he has planned. And if you like donuts and coffee, hey, guess what? You are in luck. We'll tell you where else you might be dunking into.
We're watching Mornings on Fox.
Every so often I have that problem where I can't just log in. You know, I think it might be on my end. I have to restart the computer.
It's possible.
I don't see any topics either, by the way.
It is a possibility that your computer is not seeing something or is
Yeah.
busy doing something else.
Well, yeah, it basically tries to ring in. You know that little symbol they have that kind of wiggles that shows it's ringing?
Yeah.
And it sits there and does it and does it and does it, and finally I log out and go, okay, and I reset my computer, and then I can get in.
That's a configuration issue. You're basically trying to call or create, you're trying to call somebody, and basically what you should be doing is answering. You know, so you shouldn't be doing all the little ringing stuff.
Welcome back, everybody. The search for a man suspected in the disappearance of his 6-month-old daughter is over now. Authorities say 23-year-old Matthew Graham was shot and killed early yesterday after a canine unit tracked him to a garage following a car chase.
Commands were given for him to surrender. He refused, repeated commands, and there was another exchange of gunfire, and the suspect sustained fatal injuries as a result of the shootout.
Graham had last been seen on Sunday afternoon at a gas station. On July 2nd, he told police that his daughter Ember was taken from her crib while he was sleeping. He became a person of interest after giving inconsistent statements to investigators. Now, nearly 70 searchers and canine teams combed the area near Graham's home over the weekend, but officials say they have not been able to find any new evidence or signs of the baby girl.
And in more legal news this morning, jury selection is underway in the trial of Jeremiah Bean in Yerington Judicial Court. He's accused of killing 4 people in Fernley and 1 off of the Mustang exit near Sparks in May of 2013. 27-year-old Bean faces 9 charges, including first-degree murder. There have been several delays in this trial because of concerns about his mental health. His legal team has also had a few shakeups, with one attorney resigning from the case in 2013 when Bean pleaded not guilty to those murder charges. In another high-profile case in Yerington, former Lyon County Sheriff's Deputy Jerry Peak has pleaded not guilty to all charges. He's accused of forcing at least 4 female inmates into performing various sexual acts at the Lyon County Jail. He was arrested last October after accusation against him led to criminal and internal investigation. His trial date has now been set for April 4th of next year.
Well, the Wildfire Awareness Run raised more than $15,000 to help provide assistance to fallen firefighters and their families. As part of Wildfire Awareness Month, people across Nevada ran through sagebrush, cheatgrass, and rabbit brush to show their support for the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. The proceeds of the race will help families travel to see firefighters who were injured while aiding another state, help families of firefighters unable to go back to work, and help the families of firefighters killed while working. The race in northern Nevada was held in Washoe Lake State Park. Well, Senator Harry Reid is defending the designation of a sprawling national monument in rural Nevada. Reid praised President Obama's executive action to create the Basin and Range National Monument, which encompasses 1,100 square miles. But some critics are saying it was all a part of an effort by the Democratic senator to fend off a nuclear waste dump, and that the designation would prevent the construction of a railroad to ship nuclear waste to the proposed Yucca Mountain site. Reid said that never entered into his calculation, adding the dump will never happen because of the cost.
And speaking of Harry Reid, the senator hasn't announced his endorsement for the presidential race yet, but today he'll play host on Capitol Hill to the person who many believe will ultimately win his support. Reid has only gone so far as to say that he's currently, quote, a Clinton fan, but other Democrats have already endorsed Hillary Clinton, and she'll join those supporters and others in Washington today. And news out of Virginia City this morning, the Story County Sheriff's Office is looking for 2 men who they say passed counterfeit bills on the Comstock. Deputies say it happened over the weekend at the Mustang Ranch Steakhouse. Deputy Daniel Nelson says 2 middle-aged white males passed a couple of fake $100 bills. He also says they passed a counterfeit $20 bill. Nelson says they're now pulling security video to try to further identify the men. He says they could have taken advantage of a busy clerk since the weekend is a busy time in Virginia City. But Nelson also says anyone who handles money needs to be aware. It is not just large bills that are now being counterfeited.
Sometimes they use $20 bills, 10s and 5s, usually smaller denominations, so that the typical store owner won't check to see if they're fake.
And Nelson adds businesses that accept counterfeit money take the hit because banks don't recognize fake bills.
And advocates for rooftop solar panels say that a bill that passed the Nevada legislature this spring may not have settled the dispute they're currently having with NV Energy. The bill called for the Public Utilities Commission to set up new rules and rates for net metering to replace the 3% statewide cap. But the Alliance for Solar Choice says new information from the utility shows the cap will be reached this summer before the new rules and rates are in place. The Alliance wants a decision from the PUC, Public Utilities Commission, this month.
Well, if you've ever been to the East Coast, especially Boston, you know it's not hard to find a Dunkin' Donuts. They seem to be on every street corner. But on the West Coast, well, that's a different story. That's not beginning to change, though. The second Dunkin' Donuts is set to open in northern Nevada next week. There's currently one open right now in Carson City, but the new store is opening a week from today in the Legends Shopping Center in Sparks. They'll be open every day from 5 in the morning until 10 at night, and will have a staff of about 50 people.
7:17 here on your Tuesday. Coming up in our Consumer Report segment, antibiotics can help cure illness, but overuse can be deadly. We're going to take a closer look coming up next.
Like they did in the first trailer. I think they were going Ben Affleck. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're ruining the Batman character.
I don't like.
He's a one personality actor.
Yeah, I understand that.
It doesn't matter if he's playing Daredevil or if he's playing this or he's playing this. That personality is not Batman.
Nobody likes him in that role, and I don't know about if I like him in that role either. But looking at the trailer, they're going Frank Miller style on this, right out of the.
But I still saw his acting in the trailer, and I was like, same Ben Affleck.
Glenn, you have an open mic and it's squealing.
One thing that I noticed is, or one thing that I've noticed is they're starting to recast some of the characters, different, superheroes.
Yeah.
In our reality, what they should be doing is keeping one actor per character.
Like Wolverine is always the same, and he's doing such a great
Right,
job.
but what's his name was Green Lantern and Deadpool. Ben Affleck is 3, I think now. He's Daredevil, Batman, and one other one he played in a minor role in a superhero movie. There's some of them that starting to jump, and I'm going, you should keep,
What I do like though,
and all the hero movies now are ended up exactly the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could watch another Marvel one.
well, I do.
And welcome back. Antibiotics have saved millions of lives, but their misuse and overuse is having some dangerous consequences.
Yeah, it's creating antibiotic-resistant bacteria that have spread from hospitals right into our communities. Consumer Reports calls the rise of the superbug a major crisis of our times and says we all have a role to play in stopping them.
Zachary had just finished a doubleheader baseball game when his mother says he started to cry.
I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "My knee hurts, I have a headache, and I'm dizzy."
Zachary's condition worsened overnight and quickly escalated. Doctors gave him an antibiotic, but it didn't work. The infection raced through his body, almost killing him. A year later, Zachary still walks with a limp. Zachary had been infected with MRSA, one of a growing number of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. They infect at least 2 million people a year in the U.S. and kill 23,000.
When people are sick, they expect and deserve medications that work. But the unrestrained use of antibiotics is creating superbugs that undermine the very drugs we rely on to fight infections.
The problem, not all infections can be cured by an antibiotic. The misuse and overuse in people, livestock, poultry, and farm seafood has led to mutations of bacteria that are now resistant to once effective drugs.
Doctors and consumers are part of the problem. We use antibiotics even when they won't work, like for a cold or the flu. And sometimes we're the ones who insist on using them.
In fact, a Consumer Report survey found 1 in 5 people who got an antibiotic asked their doctor to prescribe it. Zachary's mother, who is a family doctor, sees the problem firsthand.
If I have a patient who's really pushing, sometimes I'll say to them, I'm like, "You're fighting with the wrong doctor. You have no idea from where I come now. This overprescribing almost killed my son."
Now, Consumer Reports is spearheading a program to educate both patients and doctors about when antibiotics are needed and when they aren't. But a scary, scary situation for many parents out there.
Absolutely. Tim, we're going to take a look at the forecast.
All right. And thunderstorms out there for parts of north central and northeastern Nevada right now, but the rest of us are looking pretty quiet. It's a mostly quiet day going forward, but we do have some shower chances to talk about. We'll cover it coming up. Good morning and welcome back. So we have some storm chances to talk about today, but I do want to make clear that it's a mostly quiet forecast. What I mean, 10% storm chances for western Nevada, 20% in the southern Sierra, and 30% for eastern Nevada. But keep in mind that's 70 to 90% chances that you'll see quiet weather for the day today. But just keep an eye on the sky for an isolated storm possible in a couple of spots. 62 in town right now, 6-mile-per-hour winds, 44% humidity, and partly cloudy skies. Your temperatures across the area starting off in the 50s and 60s depending on where you are. We're at 63 in Dayton, 63 in Smith Valley, 53 in Incline, and 61 this morning in Minden and Gardnerville. Satellite radar relatively quiet. We've had a line of showers and storms pushing through north central and northeastern Nevada for the early morning hours. A couple of lightning strikes reported just to the east of Winnemucca and over the line into Elko County. Continuing to watch that die out over the next several hours here, but another round of showers and storms possible. And look at Futurecast. I mean, it's barely putting anything down out there at all, so it's very low chances. 10% for most of us, 20% southern Sierra, 30% for eastern Nevada. Tomorrow, we'll still see very low chances for showers and storms. We just have to mention them because they are not completely out of the picture, but it is a low chance. I mean, we are talking a mostly quiet forecast. Northeast winds for eastern Nevada, 10 to 15 miles per hour, and about a 30% chance for showers and storms there. Highs are in the 80s to the low 90s, but low 90s are going to be uncommon. Most of us are in the 80s today. West winds over here in western Nevada as well as Lake Tahoe at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Highs in the 70s around Lake Tahoe, and again the 80s for western Nevada. Those west winds, those Zephyr winds that we're so used to this time of year in the summertime, we'll be continuing to watch those. Not terribly windy out there, and a very, very low chance for any storms. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly sunny skies this morning, partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. And highs are in the upper 80s for the Reno-Sparks area for today and tomorrow. Low 90s, which is close to average this time of year for Thursday and Friday. That 10%, that just kind of lingering low chance for isolated storms continues to hang on all through the 7-day forecast, then up to 20% by Sunday and Monday. Temperatures rising between now and Friday, then falling as we head into next week. We'll be right back.
Glenn, your microphone is squeaking.
No, I don't have anything on until I just now answered you. Nothing is on.
Yeah, I know, but it was just sitting there going squeak, squeak, and your little green
I
thing
just
is
heard that a
popping.
second ago, and again, I don't have until I just now turned it on. There's nothing on my board.
That's weird.
It's got to be coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, well, your little, see, when you speak, you got this little green bar that goes up and down, and that squeak is going along with your little bar.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know where it's coming from because I'm not. Nothing's on.
That's weird. Because when you were talking in the background a little while ago, you had your open mic.
Well, a little while ago it was on.
Live
Yeah.
Good mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update.
That's weird.
The Special Olympics Flame of Hope torch passed through South Lake Tahoe yesterday on its way to the 2015 Special Olympics World Games in Los Angeles. 4 local Special Olympics athletes, along with 45 officers, participated in part of the final leg team. They carried the Flame of Hope from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office to McPee's Pub, where a ceremony was held, I believe is what it's called, the Torch Run, which raises money for the Special Olympics, happens in communities all around the globe. Last year, law enforcement raised more than $50 million worldwide for the Special Olympics. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Very low chances for some isolated storms later today. Low enough that they are the exception, not the rule. About 10% chances for most of us in western Nevada. Slightly higher chances in the southern Sierra at about 20% there. 30% chances for eastern Nevada today. So basically, it's a mostly quiet forecast. Temperatures starting off in the 60s for Silver Springs and Dayton, 50s in Carson City and Incline, 30s in Truckee, 40s right now in South Lake Tahoe. Later today, well, it's a mostly quiet forecast. 10% chance for some isolated storms for most of the viewing area. Again, 20% southern Sierra, eastern Nevada, 30%. Temperatures rise for the next few days, then fall as we head into next week. We'll be back.
Have we gotten any topics yet?
Yeah, they were posted. I got them. Hold on. There you go.
Thank you much.
They got a radio station that's for sale, and I found that a little bit strange.
No. What, this company that we're...
No.
Okay.
It's a totally different new one. I was trying to find it. I know it's on a cross street that I go by every once in a while. And I looked up and I saw the thing for sale. It's not a radio station that I normally listen to. But I found it a little bit strange to find it for sale. I was trying to locate it on Google, but I can't seem to. I don't know what the cross street is, which is strange, but it sits right on the corner. That's not it. I think it was before. Yeah.
That's a couple of good topics.
Thank you very much, Gianna. Plus, a nuclear deal with Iran has been reached. We'll give you the latest, plus why the Prime Minister of Israel says he doesn't like the deal.
And we now know more about the drug lord that escaped from a prison in Mexico, what officials are saying about how he got out.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Tuesday morning, everyone. 7:32 now. A lot left to get to in the last hour and a half of the show. And today is July 14th, and you're probably thinking, I wonder what today is. Well, it's National Nude Day.
It's also my son's birthday.
Pull off your
My
jacket,
2-year-old.
pull off your
Oh,
shirt.
Yeah, you're
sure.
just going to start stripping down.
Make my son proud of his daddy? Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? On his birthday.
Whose birthday is it today?
Luke's.
Oh,
2 years ago.
Man,
It's kind of funny.
2
We were talking
years.
about this. Our first son, Ryan, and our second son, Jack, on their second birthday, we had big parties with all the family in town. Shelby called me yesterday. She goes, "It's Luke's birthday tomorrow. We don't have anything. Can you pick up a cake?"
Oh.
I know. It's too bad. Poor little guy.
Okay, but truth be told, also
They don't
he's-
remember?
They don't remember.
I know.
You know, we-
But there was just so much more
I know.
Well, he's the
Pictures
third
too.
one.
pomp and circumstance with the other two. I know. The third one gets the
Yeah.
short end of the stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought the second one got the short end of the stick.
The third one really gets like
Yeah.
another
Good
distinct.
Yeah. Here's a cake,
Surprised
Luke.
we've
Happy
taken any
birthday.
pictures of the kid.
At least you remember.
Remember before it was like no one would take pictures of the second and third kid, but now
Yeah.
their iPhones were a lot better with it, I think.
Yeah, but still not as good as that first child. Boy, that firstborn gets spoiled rotten, don't they?
We bought a camera, like a $400 camera, just to take pictures of my son,
Yeah.
firstborn. Poor Lucy's second one was just like, okay, okay, we're good.
And those when iPhone cameras weren't that great.
Yeah.
You know, right in the
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah, we did the exact same thing.
Oh, happy birthday, little Lukey.
I hope you're watching, little pal.
Oh, so cute. You should put on the phone there.
It's just hitting me that how unfair we've been with you. Man, I'm going to spoil you today. We'll get you some ice cream and everything. All right, we're going to be checking in with Tim forecast, see how this birthday shaping up. But first, celebrities are taking over Tahoe this week for the American Century Celebrity Golf Championship. We begin with practice rounds today. Fox 11's Gianna Georgie is live at Edgewood with more. Hey there, Gianna.
Morning.
Morning, Captain.
Hey, Steve. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, it works better if I turn on the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I muted everything and it's so quiet. What? All right.
We've been having some weird things with audio today anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we certainly don't need that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Audio problem plus an idiot that forgot to unmute the speaker,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
That's what I do. I get muted and forget I did it.
Yeah.
Now, if only you could mute other people like you can here.
That'd be great.
Be so nice.
I think you can.
I'd mute Harry Reid.
There's an app that you can mute other people, but well, no, you can, right? I think
Oh yeah, I could mute on Google
Yeah.
Plus. I can mute you right now.
Yeah.
Now, if I
think
could
so.
only do that to somebody in person.
All right. Got it. Too early, sir. Yep.
Yeah, that radio station that I was telling you about, Glenn, that's 105.7 Cozy Radio, K-O-Z-Z. They make classic rock. You know, it's like, wow. Blew me away.
KOZZ. Sounds like their format was originally easy listening with call letters like that.
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Because I know they changed.
What a great time that is. Okay, thank you very much, Gianna. 7:37 now on your Tuesday. Well, there was big news this morning out of Vienna, Austria, where a nuclear deal with Iran was reportedly reached overnight. Iran has been negotiating with the U.S., Britain, France, Germany, Russia, and China for years, with diplomats extending a series of deadlines in hopes of arriving at a workable plan. The deal was negotiated early this morning and overcame stiff opposition from close U.S. allies like Israel and Saudi Arabia, who say Iran cannot be trusted with a nuclear program of any kind. We'll have much more on the deal coming up in just a bit.
And the Israeli Prime Minister has made his feelings known about the deal with Iran, and he doesn't like it. Benjamin Netanyahu has been at the forefront of efforts to block an agreement that would lift sanctions on Iran. Iranian officials have repeatedly threatened to destroy Israel in the past. Iran also backs militant groups that attack it. Talks between Iran and 6 world powers have been aimed at reaching a final deal to limit Tehran's nuclear program in exchange for lifting economic sanctions.
Our concern, of course, is that the militant Islamic State of Iran is going to receive a sure path to nuclear weapons. Many of the restrictions that were supposed to prevent it from getting there will be lifted. And in addition, Iran will get a jackpot, a cash bonanza of hundreds of billions of dollars, which will enable it to continue to pursue its aggression and terror in the region and in the world. This is a bad mistake of historic proportions.
Words of welcome.
Meanwhile, in Washington, the House Judiciary Committee will put Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson on the hot seat. The meeting will be about enforcing U.S. immigration laws. This comes in the wake of the murder of a California woman allegedly by an illegal immigrant. Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte plans to criticize policies that fail to deport criminals who entered the country illegally.
6 people suffered minor injuries when the shuttle bus they were on was involved in an accident at Los Angeles International Airport. The accident occurred Monday as the bus was driving across the tarmac and hit an aircraft tug. The driver of the tug, which is used to move luggage and aircraft, was not injured. Those hurt were treated on the scene. An investigation into the crash is still underway. Around the world, turning to international news, at least 27 people were killed, dozens injured in a stampede during a Hindu religious bathing festival on a riverbank in southern India today. According to an official, the stampede occurred in Andhra Pradesh as tens of thousands of people pushed forward to bathe in the Godavari River on the first day of the Pushkaralu festival. Police said that the stampede was triggered by some pilgrims who were trying to retrieve their shoes, which had fallen off in the river to the riverbank.
Well, Greek banks remain closed today with capital control limits still in place despite the government striking a preliminary rescue deal with its European creditors yesterday. Greece's prime minister is working to get skeptical lawmakers and political allies on board with the bailout deal for the country. Some are accusing the prime minister of selling Greece out after he consented to austerity measures, including tax hikes and pension and labor reforms.
Well, this year's Running of the Bulls in Pamplona, Spain wrapped up today, but not without a tragic ending. Spanish officials say a French citizen has died after being gored by a bull during a festival in a small town in eastern Spain. A statement from the town hall says that the 44-year-old man died shortly after 1 o'clock this morning. 10 other people have been gored during this year's festival, but this is the first reported death.
And now to the latest on the story that had a lot of people talking yesterday. We now have a recent picture of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the boss of one of the world's deadliest drug trafficking operations, who escaped from a Mexican prison over the weekend. Officials say he got out through a ventilated, lighted tunnel about a mile long. Mexico's Interior Ministry says 49 people are being interrogated over the escape, and the director of the maximum security prison has been fired. Authorities are offering a reward of up to nearly $4 million for information leading to the location and capture of Guzman. Melissa?
All right, Sam. Well, churches are seen as a sanctuary, but in terms of illegal immigrants and the debate over that, this role takes a whole new angle. More on that coming up in our trending topic. And to kill a hero, that is what Harper Lee fans are upset about today as she releases her sequel to Kill a Mockingbird. More on that coming up. Stay with us.
I hope the stuff is in chapter 1, to kill a hero. I mean, that would be too funny, like one of the plot line in the book. In chapter 37.
My own reaction when they said, "Oh yeah, she's coming out with a sequel," my first thought was, "I thought she was dead."
Yeah.
I didn't know Harper Lee was still alive.
It's a fair comment, but I saw that documentary a few years ago, and she is kicking. And there's a new one coming up to match this new book release. Yeah, I heard a little bit of the book. I mean, I've read and heard because Renee Zellweger does the narration. Like, it has a book, I think audio. It's making an audio book of it. And they have a free chapter on Guardian of the book. So I checked it out. So yeah, I hope by killing it means there are some blemish on the main character, which we now know, but not killing him.
Has to do something to get your attention, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She wrote it many years ago, even before The Kill a Mockingbird. So it's just in the shelf and doing nothing. Anyway, good for her. Seems like it's a big seller.
Well, that's a lot of procrastination all these years. Jeez.
I think she's she makes so much money from the book. She actually, what I'm saying is like she doesn't need to write anything else, and then there's no urgency to publish the other one to make more money. She has a lot more money than she needs.
That happens a lot. You get so many people that, you know, they have $1 million or they become millionaires, and then they just kick back and don't do anything because there's no reason for them to make any more money. They're happy where they're at.
Right.
You know?
They don't need the extra money. I mean, the grief and all that. Yeah, I mean, I
And welcome back. Everybody taking a look at now what's trending on our Facebook page. The murder of Kate Stile by illegal immigrant Francisco Sanchez has really sparked a debate over the issue of sanctuary cities. San Francisco was one of them. Now churches are in the spotlight. According to Fox News Insider, churches in 23 cities offer or support the sanctuary of illegal immigrants. Dr. Robert Jeffries of First Baptist Dallas says that there is a fine line between helping the needy and breaking the law. He says that liberal churches are trying to follow in the footsteps of Jesus by helping illegal immigrants, but they are wrong. Jeffrey says, quote, "The real Jesus of the Bible said, 'Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's.' That is, obey the government." So we're asking our Google Plusers, what do you think about this? Does this mean that churches should be required to hand over illegal immigrants? Do they have the responsibility to do that? Or does religion play a piece in this in their decision not to do that, and they get clearance to do it because of it? Religious freedom. Starting off first with Kempton. Kempton, what do you think? Should churches be held responsible if they house illegal immigrants?
Yeah, I'm no expert in this, but I think there's a tradition of churches not being an arm of the government, or especially the police. And crimes, there are a spectrum of crimes. So petty thefts and other crimes, all the way up to murder. Me personally, murder, yeah, I think that's too much. I think murder shouldn't be sheltered in a church. But even illegal immigrants and whatnot, I think it's breaking our society's tradition to let church be a church.
Steve, do you agree?
Well, I think if a person is hungry, you know, the church should feed them. But they can't ask for a green card and they don't have one. Yeah, then, you know, call INS, let them do it, because they're going to be taken care of, regardless of what it is. They may be sent back to Mexico or whatever, but they're going to be fed. You know, we're not going to let them go hungry. You know, so basically by doing that, they're actually helping them out in a way. An illegal immigrant is already breaking the law. You know, the church is not part of our judicial system or our criminal justice system. So, and they don't have a way to verify whether a person is legal or not. But they could ask for the green card. You know, if they got one, then fine, they're staying there. If they don't, then hello, INS. So I look at it.
What do you think?
Well, illegal immigration is against the law, and harboring a criminal is against the law. So the church is clearly doing something against the law and should be held accountable for it in that sense. But there is a long tradition with the church harboring people and giving them sanctuary, so they could continue their tradition, and actually I'm all for civil disobedience. Just understand, if you're engaged in civil disobedience and you're caught, you go to jail, because that's the law.
We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Bill?
All right, thank you, Melissa. Still ahead, as she does every Tuesday, Amanda Horn from the Nevada Museum of Art is going to be joining us. Tell us what's going on at the Museum of Art.
By the way, I sent you a link to a news item about Chinese lawyers being arrested.
Oh, what for?
Well, for nothing, apparently. I mean, they think the government claims that they are criminal gangs. But you know, this is one more than what they are. Chinese is not known to be a country that has a great justice system. They make they make decision on one day. So basically, they are guilty or innocent in the eyes of the state, not the judge.
Right.
They are going as far as arresting over 100 lawyers I think apparently over the last few days, weekend, and they're all in jail now. So those are human rights lawyers, and maybe someone don't like the human rights lawyers fighting for the little guys. This is just make me sick. I mean, they can decide the case, make it whatever they want already, but they want to take away the lawyers. It's like, what? Really?
I'll take a look at that and see. Interesting, though, here in America, I would have a completely different opinion. All lawyers in America should be arrested and shot.
But you have a long tradition of lawyers mutating to be sharks. Whereas in China, it's far
See
so
you guys
far
later. I
away.
got lawnmowers outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
All right. I'll take a look at it, Reed.
Yeah, take a look, man. It's just sad and shocking.
Yeah.
But what's new in China? But then this is new. Like,
Yeah, that's about the
seriously,
same thing.
you rigged the system completely already, and now you want to do away with the show trial. Those are clearly show trial, and they want to take away the lawyers too. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if the lawyers were winning, that would be why.
Well, yeah, I don't think the lawyers are winning.
Not in this case, no.
Funny. That's a kicker. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, check it out. It's a Time magazine now. All right.
Okay.
See you next time, man.
Yep. See you now.
Welcome back, everybody. 7:49 as we get you going on this Tuesday morning. Amanda Horn from the Nevada Museum of Art is with did I say art is with us today. I bet you have quite a lot going on this week. Of course, Art Town.
We do.
What we got two. Good to see you.
You too.
2 weeks left of Art Town, and you guys are always in good partnership with this.
We
What do
are.
we got going on?
So this week we have a couple of things. On Thursday night, we have an architecture and design film festival. So it's just one night, but there are a bunch of short films, probably 12 short films, that are all about urban design and architecture. For this film series,
Frank Lloyd Wright type stuff?
yeah, but a little bit more contemporary. So it's a mixture. It's just people making short films that have to do with good design. And for this, we're partnering with the Black Rock Design Institute. It's Thursday night. You can come early at 5 p.m. and have some beer provided by Silver Peak Brewery, and then stick around 6 o'clock. We kick off the film festival.
Who would come to something like this? People just interested in
Yes,
modern
there's a lot of people that are really interested in good urban planning. You know, as cities continue to grow, people are very interested in how do we make a good city? How do we balance walking and biking and cars and places where people can sit and experience nature within an urban environment? And also, we have a lot of architects in Reno.
Sure.
Yeah, and the architects definitely come to films like this. And yeah, people just interested in good planning. So
Very cool.
that's Thursday night. Friday, we have an art bite.
Yeah, you told us about that last week.
Yeah.
What do we got this week?
So this week, it's all about, it's a little bit also a spin-off of this design concept. It's connecting with nature in an urban environment. And we're going to have some folks out who will talk about a project that they did in downtown Las Vegas, in the downtown renovation project in Las Vegas, and how we can apply some of those things that they're doing there to Reno, as Reno is poised on this brink of a big boom here.
All righty, we've got summer camps for kids, mini camps for adults too. Tell us about that
We
real quick.
do, yeah. So this weekend we have an encaustic and plaster workshop. So encaustic is working with wax.
Okay.
So wax, yeah,
Little
wax.
Candle wax on the fill in the blank.
Not quite like that, but it's a plaster and wax workshop, and it's 2 days, so a little mini camp for adults. It's on Saturday and Sunday, and it's not just adults. This is actually ages 15 and up. So big kids and adults, you can come with your teenagers and have a fun art weekend together and experience that in the museum school.
Awesome. Who doesn't like playing with a little wax?
That's right.
All right, good to see you again. Thanks so much for filling us in on what's going on at the Nevada Museum of Art this week.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Good morning and welcome back. A mostly quiet forecast for us for the next few days here, but not quite out of the question. There could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm, so we do have 10% chances on the forecast for western Nevada, 20% for the southern Sierra, not the northern, the southern, and also eastern Nevada, 30% chance for some showers and storms over there. Right now in town, 62. It is a quiet morning, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, 6-mile-per-hour winds, and 44% humidity. Your temperatures now across the area: 66 in Silver Springs, 54 in Incline Village, 61 in Carson City, and 67 this morning in Smith Valley. We'll start the warm-up here. Still going to be a little bit below average for this time of year. Little line of clouds approaching from the west right now, so we'll see those zip through as we go through the next hour or so. We also had a shower and thunderstorm line moving through parts of north central and northeastern Nevada. Even some lightning reported with some of the cells out there earlier this morning. Those will die out. We'll have another round possible later today, but Futurecast has so little confidence in these showers and storms that it really barely puts anything down at this point. That's why the 10% chance for western Nevada today. Again, 20% in the southern Sierra, 30% for eastern Nevada. We'll continue with these very widely isolated storms over the next couple of days here, so very low chances, but not zero, so we do want to note that out there. 80s to the 90s for the northeastern side of the state. That's one of the areas with the best chance for showers and storms today, and still only 30%. Up into the South Lake Tahoe and the rest of the Tahoe area into the 70s today. West winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So again, highs are into the 80s for most of the lower elevations. We are a little below average for this time of year. We'll continue to see below average temperatures for the next few days, closer to average by Thursday and Friday, with those slight shower chances holding on. We'll be back.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We're joining you live from mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, the Story County Sheriff's Office is looking for two men who they say passed counterfeit bills on the Comstock. Deputies say it happened over the weekend at the Mustang Ranch Steakhouse. Deputy Daniel Nelson says that two middle-aged white males passed a couple of fake $100 and $20 bills. Nelson says they are now pulling security to try to further identify the men, and he warns also anyone who handles money need to be aware it's not just large bills that are being counterfeited and used. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. It is a mostly quiet forecast for us for the day today, but can't completely rule out an isolated shower. So 10% chances on the forecast for western Nevada today, 20% chances in the southern Sierra, 30% chances out toward the eastern side of the state where a line of showers has been moving through the overnight period and continues to leave that area. 66 in Reno, same thing in Dayton right now, 67 in Smith Valley, 55 in Southlake, and 46 this morning in Truckee. The 7-day forecast still below average, a couple more days here in the Reno-Sparks area with the upper 80s into the low 90s by the time we get to your Thursday and Friday. And again, those 10% chances for showers and storms continues to hold on. So really, it is a very quiet forecast. Just an isolated storm is possible. A little bit better chances Sunday, Monday of next week, but starting to cool down again by then.
Thanks, Gianna. Also, the rapper who Forbes recently dubbed one of the wealthiest hip-hop artists files Chapter 11. And this says for Magic, Mike XXL serenaded a lucky fan. We'll have all of your Hollywood details coming up.
And Harper Lee's highly anticipated sequel to her novel To Kill a Mockingbird hits bookstores today. But why does it already have some fans upset? We'll have some answers for you.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Tuesday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11, 8 o'clock, second hour of the show. Still a lot ahead of us. Talking about also our Food Truck Tuesday events that we have here. Taking a look at some of the great food trucks that are around town that you can catch on Friday night. Nom Eats is coming in, so some vegetarian options for you.
Get it? Nom Eats.
Nom Eats.
What does that say to you?
Good
no.
Eats.
How about no meats? Huh?
Oh, wow.
I'll have to ask them.
There you go. Yeah,
You know what I honestly think?
What?
I think it was a type error, and we've been calling it Nom Eats, when in actuality it's called No Meats.
Stacey?
No, it's Nom Eats.
No, it's Nom Eats.
It's Nom Eats.
I know, but
it's Nom Eats.
But it's a vegetarian place, and that's where they got their name.
Yeah, but Nom Eats is so much cooler than No Meats.
Yeah, so
It's
true.
all the same. Can you guys believe 50
Marketing king.
50 Cent? 50 Cent is broke.
50.
Is busted.
Yeah, but he's in that new show Power on Showtime. I think it's on Showtime.
I know. So how on
good.
God's green earth can he be broke?
I mean, I don't
How
know.
did it happen to MC Hammer? Remember that?
I know,
like,
but
he was
why
a
you're still working?
bajillionaire, and but you know he hasn't released any music in a really long time.
No,
I think he's moving
But
over to acting now.
That's a huge hit. I mean, he's got to be
yeah.
being paid well.
I mean, you never know what they spend it on. Crazy
Lord.
cars, houses, ladies.
We told him to invest in Tesla.
Ladies.
He didn't listen, obviously. All righty, we're going to be talking about that a little later on in the show. Look at this amazing photo that we're going to show you. This is out of Hutchinson, Kansas. All caught on camera, a tornado. Isn't that incredible?
That doesn't look real. It looks like it's
No.
something from a movie. Beautiful.
A good movie, too.
Beautiful. Hopefully it didn't cause any damage. Do we know yet about damage, Stacy?
No damage, so that's
Amazing.
good.
Very cool. Beautiful shot there. Let's go ahead and take a look, guys, at what's trending this morning. Trending over on Yahoo, there are new claims of police misconduct against the police department in Hampton, Virginia. That's right. A man who was restrained but not arrested claims officers caused him to fall and break his jaw. Whole incident caught on dash cam video. Seen here. It's been seen on also on the internet. You can check it out there if you want to take a look. Trending over on Facebook this morning. Today is National Nude Day. Yep, National Nude Day is celebrated each year on the 14th of July. Luckily, we are not celebrating it here on Mornings on Fox 11. Nudist groups around the world observe the day, except for Aaron here behind the camera. We'll get to that later, but it's what? Bless their hearts. There's a chance for them to go El Natural or Au Natural, if you will. No word yet on exactly. You're making it hard for me to read this, Bill. I keep wanting to look at the video. All right, so here you go. There's your chance. Today is the day. Go for it if you want to get Nakito out there in public. Good luck with that, too. Trending over on Twitter this morning, hashtag Harper Lee. Fans are upset at the author. Harper Lee's follow-up to her classic novel, To Kill a Mockingbird. It's called Go Set a Watchman. It hit stores today, 5 years after Mockingbird was published for the first time. The book allegedly portrays Atticus Finch. He is the moral hero of Mockingbird as a racist. Word on this portrayal is causing some fans to get really ticked off and dismiss Watchmen. Lee completed Go Set a Watchman in the 1950s. The manuscript, though, only rediscovered last year. All right, turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page this morning. One Portland record company is discounting sales to women to protest the gender-based wage gap. That is, women only have to pay 77% of the listed price on the mail orders at Milady's Records. The record company says this discount reflects the wage gap, where the average full-time working lady in America earns 77 cents for every dollar that a man earns. Even though a spokesperson for the record company says this number gets hotly debated all the time, he also says that it's a good place to start. But critics are knocking the record company for giving a discount and say that there is no way to report the wage gap accurately, so the discount is not fair. Asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Is it fair for the record company to give this discount? Well, Nadine writes in and says, I think it's great. Not only to have the wage gap acknowledged, but it's also a great marketing idea. Hence, we're talking about it right here on Mornings on Fox 11. All right, that's a look at what's trending. Bill, over to you.
Okay, Melissa, thank you for that. Well, celebrities are taking over Tahoe this week for the American Century Championship. What a fun week it is. We've got Gianna Giorgi down live there at Edgewood with more on that. Hi, Gianna.